Hey everybody, PsyStarcraft here, and as you can probably tell, my voice is a bit raspy right now. I woke up, I kind of had a sore throat, but I felt fine, like I felt completely fine. My throat's just kind of messed up right now. Had a lot of tea earlier, not sure why it's like this, but hopefully I can get through my casting. Probably won't be doing, excuse me, any crazy screaming or fast talking or anything like that, just gonna be kind of laid back. Maybe I'll sound cool like the smoking man from the X-Files or something. I just got like 1,000,000 subscribers just for that reference. Oh my god, I sound like an old hag. Jeez. Anyway, we have Dimaga, bottom, red Zerg, against DuckloadRa, aka... Oh my god, this is going to be so aggravating for you. Blue Protoss in the left, this is Metalopolis. This, I have no idea in what tournament this was played. I'm sure it was a tournament. But I just kind of snagged this replay off the internet, so it was a nice, fairly long game. And I thought it would be good to cast, so this is the first time I am watching it, DuckloadRa, with a fairly early probe scout, and the reason for that is denying an expansion with the pylon, and if it's a fast expansion, possibly even doing a forge. You can actually block out 3 pylons and forges still. That does happen at times. DuckloadRa not going to choose that route, might have chosen it if he saw a base right here, but of course there was no base. He's going to be scouting it last. And of course he skips the top right scouting because this Overlord flies into the base. He knows exactly where Dimaga is. He's probably going to scout before trying to throw down any kind of pylon. It would be a waste of 25 minerals if he didn't do that. Running up into the main of Dimaga and now seeing that spawning pool. And of course I say 25 minerals because he would cancel it and you lose 75% of 100, which would be, well, you lose 25% of 100 rather, which would be 25 because it's 100 minerals per pylon. Gas just now completing for DuckloadRa. Spawning pool almost completing, and Dimaga choosing Dimaga. What am I going through puberty? Dimaga going through puberty. Dimaga getting his spawning pool. It's almost finished. It's winning. He's saving up his larva for some zerglings. Oh my gosh. Hopefully I can get through this. I'll be better by tomorrow. You probably noticed last week I was gone the first 2 or 3 days, and do not worry, it was not for a negative reason, it was a positive reason. I was doing fun things while I was gone. I did not forget about you guys. Whenever I don't cast every single day of the week, a weekday, I always feel bad. And you know, I read comments on my profile and I read messages. I don't respond to all messages. I do read all of them though, and some of you make me feel kind of bad. I will be honest, but you know, it's all in good fun. It doesn't really hurt me that much, so I don't really care. Is this probe going to get away? This is kind of cool. Like, probes get away, can outrun lings just long enough to recharge some shields, so it's really difficult to kill a probe that has a good lead on some zerglings when they're running away. Dimaga has some lings at the gateway, but the Zealot's going to push them out. You can't really do much damage with lings in that situation. Dimaga now expanding. WhiteRa getting warp gates and his first stalker. Speed is almost up. WhiteRa is not going to attempt any, like, Zealot stalker pressure or stalker pressure, nothing of the sort. He is getting a sentry, however. Going to be interested to see if he does stack sentries, go for the 3-gate expansion, because normally when TOS go an expansion, they're going to be stacking a lot of sentries because they're so good for holding expansions, you know, force fielding ramps that the lings try to run by, force fielding behind the minerals if the lings try to go that route. Just very good in general. And WhiteRa usually favors the 3 gateway expansions anyway. Looks like that's exactly what he's going to do. This pylon kind of tells you that. Creates a nice little blockade, so the zerglings have to, instead of running like this to go in, they have to go around, and he might even put a couple extra buildings around here. Meanwhile, in Dimaga's base, he does not see that nexus, so he is throwing down a Roach Warren before getting lair. Normally if you see a nexus, you postpone the Roach Warren a little bit. There, now he sees that nexus, so I have a feeling he's not going to produce too many roaches unless he expects, or unless he wants to put on some early pressure. You're probably going to see mostly drones at this point. Roach Warren is just kind of a safety precaution to make sure if he does get attacked, he'll be prepared. And there's that forge creating an even bigger wall, although I think there might be a hole right there. I'm almost positive there's a hole. So forge almost done, nexus on the way, hatchery has completed, WhiteRa with 1 spine crawler coming up. And zerglings still. This is awesome, you guys. Just learn from this. WhiteRa has 3 zerglings. He's made 4 zerglings all game. The rest is entirely probed. Did I say WhiteRa? Dimaga has done that. But WhiteRa is no slouch either. He's at 30 probes. He's been chrono boosting his nexus almost all game. And you're probably thinking, well, 30 probes on one base, that's probably too many, man. Well, he's going to be transferring, so what he's doing is, he's preparing for that transfer by getting just tons of probes. His economy is going to be crazy, and as a result of chrono boosting his Nexus instead of his gateways, we're probably not going to see a lot of early pressure. He's getting a Stargate. Likely we'll see, I think we'll see a Phoenix first. Might get Void Rays after that, but I think we'll see a Phoenix just for scouting. Some people like Hallucinations, some people like Starports just because, get that Phoenix. And if you need the Starport later, you can get a Void Ray. Plus, in mid to end game as Protoss, Void Rays are so good mixed in with the Protoss army, with the Protoss Colossus and other units. But we are seeing quite a few sentries early on, stacking up that energy. It's always good to get them early. Stargate is done. Here comes the Phoenix. And likely we're just going to see, well, WhiteRa has two options at this point, really. A Colossus timing push. He is getting that robotics facility. I don't see him doing any kind of gateway push, especially still with 3 gateways. Or just take a third base. And it might depend on when he scouts this third base of Dimaga when that comes down with that Phoenix. So if we check out the units tab, still just 4 Roaches, 12 Zerglings continuing to produce units. And WhiteRa with that +1. Second Phoenix coming out. Is he going to get 4? 4 Phoenix is always a good number to start picking off some queens, picking off drones. And he's going to kill this poor little Overlord. But luckily for Dimaga, and maybe this is just something he does against Protoss, he didn't really send Overlords over the map, all over the map to check out expansions and stuff like that. And perhaps it's because, Phoenix are going to come around the map and kill them anyway. So that's kind of cool. Dimaga does have a Zergling sitting out in front as well. Go back to production. Hydralisk Den coming, Roach Speed coming, Robotics Bay for WhiteRa. We are going to see some Colossi, and still no third from either player. That's surprising. I'm kind of surprised that Dimaga has not even tried to put a third up. He doesn't have a drone in position. He does have a third hatchery, however, very cool, and 3 queens as well, so he's going to be injecting in every single hatchery. And, this 2-base Zerg play with 3 hatcheries can be very strong if WhiteRa does attack into him. I feel like Dimaga can't attack himself because Colossi will probably be out in time, and there's so many sentries, and because the toss is on just 2 bases as well. 11 more Roaches, so Dimaga might be preparing some kind of attack. I hope it's not just like 1 attack and then it's over. That'd be kind of a bogus game. 1 Void Ray, there we go. So he's got 2 Phoenix, 1 Void Ray, 2 Phoenix, I guess a little better for scouting. Not going to do a lot of drone harassment or killing. Maybe sniping some lings at the towers are what they are good for. Is that Void Ray out? I thought I saw a Void Ray. Where's that Void Ray? I could have sworn I saw. Oh, it's like camouflaging. That was crazy. It's because of the stupid health bars. Dimaga is hiding his Roaches. He's not preparing to. He's not like trying to defend an expansion or anything like that. He's basically hiding his unit count. Some Phoenixes did some scouting. Nothing important there. I doubt they have any kills. 1 kill. 2 kills. They have 2 kills. Probably just Overlords though. And this is the disadvantage of getting Overseers. They always seem to die. They always just seem to die. Down goes the Overseer. He does have speed, but it just didn't help him get away. Still at 2 bases apiece, and I feel like if Dimaga doesn't expand soon, there we go, he's going to fall way behind. Look at that huge amount of money. And that's not a mistake. Dimaga has that amount of money because he wants to see what WhiteRa does. I bet he has a ton of larvae saved up. 5 there, 11 there, and 8 there. He's not spending poorly. He's just waiting to spend. Now the disadvantage with this is if you wait too long to spend, you're kind of losing larvae, because if you have any larvae over 3, your hatcheries aren't going to be producing them. Only from inject. So it's kind of a it's a risky move. I don't know. I don't really like it that much. Seems like he could be making something at this point and let his hatchery, produce back up to 3 larvae. But he's the pro. I'm not. So Phoenix doing some more harassment. Very heavy macro game. Both players taking extremely late third bases. And a couple of drones going down. So these Phoenix are very cost effective. Tons of scouting, killing tons of Overlords, and a couple drones to boot. So very cool. 1 Colossus is out, 1 Void Ray. And 11 Corruptors. Did he even see that kind of tech? Yes, he did see the tech with that Overseer earlier. So he knows Colossi are coming out, pumping a lot of Corruptors. Might have even seen some Void Rays or 2. And this is really unusual, like just kind of a giant standstill. Very unexciting game. I guess I didn't win the game lottery when I picked this one. Now 14 minutes in, second starport is up, and those Void Rays are going to prove as excellent support units. And Void Rays do pretty well against Corruptors. It's a pretty even matchup. Corruptors don't do a lot of damage to Void Rays. Void Rays do okay damage to Corruptors. But, you know, Corruptors are still good to get just because they're so good against Colossus and they're okay against Void Rays, and you really need them for a Colossi anyway, so. Just kind of flying around trying to pick off any Phoenix that might stray around the map and run into them. Lots of Roaches, no Hydras at this point. Probably a smart move. Although Hydras, you know, once the Colossi are dead, Hydras just, they shine so well. But he's got 4 or 3 Colossi and a lot of Void Rays. So I have a feeling Hydras, not getting Hydras is a smart choice, as the Corruptors might be focusing down the Void Rays. I don't know, once they do engage, if Dimaga is going to focus down the Colossi specifically or what, but we'll have to see. Looks like he is ready to take on this third base. To check out the army supply, it's 198 to 173. When you are Zerg against Protoss, you need to attack at 200. I don't really like Dimaga's position though. Well, he's got good position, but this ball, when you throw up a Guardian Shield with a ball like this, with balls like this, oh yeah, it is super effective, man. It's like ice versus dragon flying. That's how good it is. And that's exactly what's going to happen. He needs some nice force fields. This is going to be disastrous. Force fields! Force fields! What are you doing? Oh my god! There is not a single force field going down. What are you doing, WhiteRa? You're going to win anyway because you are so good. And this is why you need to focus down the Colossi with those Corruptors. He didn't do that. I don't know why he didn't do that. See, look how much damage these Void Rays took. Hardly any. Oh man, that was so bad for Dimaga. When you're Zerg, you have to attack when you're 200 against Toss. You can't let them get that huge ball. But Dimaga, he just stayed on 2 base so long and waited. I don't understand why he didn't expand sooner. He's hardly saturated at all. Check out production. He's making tons of Lings. I don't really know why. Lings are good once Colossi are dead, but the Colossus is still alive. He's got a couple Zealots. And Dimaga, remember, he waited on such high larva for a long time too. I feel like he could have had a lot more units. He could have reproduced a lot more units because he would have had a lot more larva. But it's looking like Dimaga is behind at this point. Army count 142 to 112. WhiteRa taking the gold base, and that is huge. Huge, huge, huge. Transferring a lot of drones from his main, it seems. Yeah, his main is almost mined out. Dimaga's main almost mined out as well. And what kind of composition are we seeing? Just 8 Corruptors and lots of Zerglings and a couple Roaches. I don't know, man. It seems like you need Hydras when there's this many. 9 Void Rays and you're not getting Hydras. You are ridiculous, Dimaga. Ridiculous. Corruptors aren't that good against Void Rays. Get some Hydras and focus down those Colossi with either the Roaches or the Corruptors. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so painful to watch. He probably has +1 or 2, +1 attack on his Void. +1 attack and +1 armor on those Stalkers, and this is going to be so painful to watch. Now, oh, he's going up the ramp. Oh, he's going up the ramp. So many Queens. That's his response to Void Rays. Tons of Queens. Oh, and he's not going to get that attack upgrade. Boo-hoo. I want to see some transfusions on the Scriptors. Yeah, there we go. Transfusing. Needs to focus down the Colossi. Kill the Colossi. Oh my gosh, you need to kill the Colossi, you fool. Your Zerglings aren't going to do anything. Look at that, they're getting toasted up. Now the Hydras come out, but it's so too late, man. It is so too late. That Colossus is still alive, the second one's still alive. Dimaga somehow fighting back with nicely rallied forces, but if you look at his money, he is almost dead broke. Stalker's still alive as well. Stalkers are alive because he didn't focus down the Colossus, who has 24 kills. I don't understand this. Don't understand it at all. Oh, so exasperating to watch. Damn it, dude. I feel for him. Colossus now 27 kills. Hydra's rallying. Here we go. Now he's going to clean this up, but it's going to be too late. If we look here, he's got rallying forces. He's got the gold base. Hydra's now sniping those Void Rays. And if we check out the unit count, it's now 16 Hydras to 2 Void Rays, 1 Colossus, and 5 Zealots. And WhiteRa has 4 bases, but one of them is going to go down. And if we check out the army, so 149 to 134, so Dimaga not too far behind. But after losing his base, he's going to be 3 bases to 4 with the toss at a high yield, 2 Colossi, or 1 Colossus and 2 Void Rays waiting for this Hydra Force. And a lot of rallying zealots. No speed yet, no blink yet. don't think he even has a what you call it. No, he doesn't. Whatever it's called. Oh, this is so cool. A wall of zealots to say F you Hydras. If you aren't going to be on creep, I'm going to slaughter you. And some nice micro. You don't have to see that with slow Hydras. Not doing too much. Dimaga forced to GG. I don't know what he was thinking. Like, he had a good strategy if WhiteRa pushed because he was maxing out of 2 bases, but WhiteRa never pushed. WhiteRa took a 3rd base, and then Dimaga took a 3rd base at the exact same time, which is so bad for Zerg. And then, you know, by the time Dimaga did attack, WhiteRa just had too big of an army. He tried to come up here, but there was just too much. Up this ramp would have been disastrous. Force fields down here. And Dimaga got torn apart down here without any usage of force fields. I'm not sure what that was all about. And also, Corruptors really, if you're going to have Corruptors in anything against Colossi, even if it's roaches, like, just snipe the Colossi, man. You'll probably end up killing all the Colossi and all the ground units, and the Voids will clean up the Corruptors and roaches, but it's a lot better than what happened, especially down here when the Colossi killed all the Lings. But I hope you guys learned from this, a very heavy macro game. I think there were some poor metagame decisions, but hopefully my voice will be better tomorrow, and it wasn't too aggravating today. But that's it, guys. Thank you for watching, and I need a fucking sign-off. I need to have like a sign-off contest or something like that. But anyway, you guys are my bitches, and I love you. I love you.